Good morning. Happy Sunday to you all. Welcome all visitors with us, especially if you're in town from this Thanksgiving week. Welcome to Holy Family Cathedral. And to all of you, Happy New Year. As we begin our new liturgical year with this first Sunday of Advent. So shortly after the homily, we'll be blessing the Advent wreath, lighting our first candle for the Advent season. As this time of year is always a time of great anticipation for us. You have all the decorations, the singing, the baking, could keep going on with this list. It's a time, again, of anticipation. And yet, these readings that we just heard, really all of these readings, still are carrying this apocalyptic type of theme in it that we've heard for most of this month of November. Is in this gospel we're hearing as recounting that the coming of man is going to be to the same as like Noah when he went in the ark. There'll be two men in the fields, one will be taken, one will be left. There'll be two women grinding at the mill, one will be taken, one will be left. Our Lord will come as a thief in the night. All of this kind of carries a little bit of a dark undertone to it. So much to the extent as we are in this great season of anticipation, we might be saying to ourselves, like, okay, come on now. We've been hearing about all this already this month as we've been praying for our beloved dead, for the faithfully departed. I want something a little more cheerful as we enter into this new season of Advent. As tempting as it is to wish that, to desire that, it kind of misses the point. Kind of misses the point of what we just went through, but also then what we are going through with this season of Advent. As again, this is a time of preparation for us for the coming of Christ. Not just for coming of Christ at Christmas, as say we have our manger scenes at our homes, the ones we've grown up with. Don't put our little baby Jesus in there until Christmas morning, where then we welcome him. And not that sort of welcoming, waiting for Christ to come at Christmas. This season, though, is a reminder to us, brothers and sisters, of God's fidelity to us. Despite our sinfulness, despite us turning away from him, despite us breaking that covenant, that he remained faithful to us through salvation history. That at some point in history, over 2,000 years ago, he sent his son among us. And he made that promise to us before, that he would send his son out to us. And he fulfilled that promise. And his son died on the cross for us. We are reminding ourselves of that during this season, of his fidelity to us. And in that reminding of that reality, we can come to trust Jesus when he says that he will come again, that he will have a second coming, that just as God fulfilled out of fidelity his first promise, he will fulfill his second promise also, brothers and sisters. Therefore, of course, in these readings, we're hearing about this apocalyptic type of theme, his second coming in glory. And while the timing of our Lord's second coming will never be known to us, even despite us trying to know, despite human beings trying to predict when the end of the world will be, we just will never know when that is coming. Despite us, though, not knowing, the fact of his return still remains. That someday he will return. That is still true to us, brothers and sisters. There's the temptation as we sit in this unknown time period to procrastinate in our growth in the faith, to say to ourselves, he's not returning tomorrow, or he's not returning next week, or in a year from now. I have time to prepare. I'm going to procrastinate. And we enter into this false belief that I have time for the last minute preparation. As soon as our Lord's about to come, I have that last little moment to get myself prepared. This gospel that we're reading today, brothers and sisters, is challenging that false belief in us. That truly we won't be prepared if we're waiting till that last minute. We won't be prepared for his second coming in glory. Us as human beings, when we're not prepared, it's just not good for us in a lot of circumstances in our life. Even for myself, I work a lot better when I'm prepared for something versus being unprepared. I think back even to a tragic point in the history of our country when we had the attack on Pearl Harbor. How unprepared we were as a country for that event. There was anticipation of hostility from Japan, but there was no expectation of them of attacking Hawaii. That unpreparedness we had for that moment, just how much devastation there was because of how we were unprepared. Even if you look in that example, there's a difference between anticipating and being prepared. You can be anticipating something and not be prepared for it, but also you can anticipate something and be prepared for it. Brothers and sisters, let us not just anticipate Christ's coming, let us truly be prepared for it. This season of Advent, even the season of Lent, are intentional times of preparation for us. A lot of times you hear about people taking on particular practices or additional devotions or other external changes to desired behaviors that they wish to have. But what about just simply sitting in prayer? What about just simply sitting in prayer? Just sitting in the silence, focusing on nothing else other than our Lord. Not on this devotion, not on that devotion, not for praying for this person or praying for that person, but sitting within that relationship, your relationship with God. All of these particular practices or additional devotions, they're all good things. But they will mean nothing, brothers and sisters, if they're not springing forth from an already intense interior life that is first and foremost focused on God. What I'm saying here is, if we don't have that relationship with God already, these additional devotions, these practices that we can take on are going to be nothing. They're going to be nothing if we don't have that focus first on God. Our preparation for our Lord's coming is going to be directly correlated to our ability to have that interior conversion. But also the further step in that is that interior conversion that we desire, a lot of us are seeking after, is directly correlated with our focus on God, in that relationship with Him. So again, I say to us, what about just simply sitting with God? What about just sitting in that silence, focusing on nothing else other than God? This silence is going to be hard. It's hard for anybody who just says, I'm going to sit right here and do nothing else. It's going to challenge us, but brothers and sisters, I believe that we truly can arise to this opportunity. If we can embrace this silence during this Advent season, then I will say we truly will be prepared for Christ's coming. Not just His coming at Christmas, not just us welcoming into His manger, but for when He comes again in the fullness of His glory.